it's all about angles. You got a filter on? I gotta get you know what I mean? Okay, I wanted the bunny ears filter or whatever the kids are using these days.
Richard, not to be rude about it, but it seems like your Pro Bowl lobbying was somewhat unsuccessful.
Well, it's unfortunate. I think the guys deserve to go. They deserve the recognition. We came up a little short, but I think at the end of the day, we're searching for something bigger. But it's just unfortunate those guys worked hard. They played well, and they deserve the recognition.
It's been a little over 2 years since your injury. Can you talk a little bit just about your journey to now being Walter Payton Man of the Year candidate, Pro Bowl?
Well, it's been an interesting journey. It's one where you always learn about yourself. When you go through a serious injury like that and you battle back, it's something where obviously I believe I can get back to where I was. And regardless of the outside noise or what anybody else thought, I think that's what I always kept in perspective, and it's allowed me to continue to grow and to continue to thrive. And having a great foundation and backbone and family helps as well.
I know this is what you expect of yourself, but does it mean any more to you just getting this Pro Bowl nod?
Oh, it means a lot. Just being able to show yourself. You can believe something all you want, but to be able to accomplish it and be able to go out there and get it done is a whole different thing. I think there was a song R. Kelly said, "I believe I can fly," but sometimes believing isn't enough. I still haven't seen him fly. I can fly for a little while. But I think at the end of the day, the hard work, the perseverance, the hours that I put in, everything came into fruition, and I accomplished what I set out to accomplish. Obviously, we have bigger goals out at hand, but it's definitely something to check off the list.
Do you have any immediate plans for the $1 million?
You just getting invested in something that gives me a decent return. Yeah, so yes, the kids will end up having it, I'm sure. Never get suspended.
Hopefully not too soon. You said on Twitter your wife had the idea of the Pro Bowl triggering a guarantee, so your next year's salary is guaranteed.
Right.
Based on that. Okay.
Right. You're right. It was her idea. We were sitting there kind of stalemated on the length of the deal and just the terms. I was like, let's just do a one, and then we'll revisit it after the one, and we'll see where everybody stands. And they were like, well, we want a longer term deal, but just not too long. And they wanted some security, and we wanted some security. And they were like, if you're the player who we know you are, then it'll work out, and the incentives will come into play, and you'll make the money that you deserve to make. And but I said, even if I do that, I still won't have any security for the next year. And then my wife was like, well, why don't you just make the Pro Bowl and the things that trigger him to get those incentives guaranteeing his next year's deal? Because if he's making a Pro Bowl or he's making all pro, it means he's playing like the player you guys thought he was, and it should work out perfect. And they agreed, and that's why it's in the deal.
Is it time for an extension?
You got to ask John about that. I've enjoyed my time here. I enjoy being a 49er. I enjoy the team. I enjoy the organization, but I don't get to make those calls. I make a lot of calls and have a lot of control of a lot of things, but that's not my call. But I'm grateful that I do get to be here for at least one more year, and that part is guaranteed, and so that'll be cool. To make another run with these guys.
I know this is last week's news, but what did it mean to you to be nominated for Walter Payton Man of the Year?
It meant a lot. It meant a lot. There's a whole lot of work that goes into the off the field philanthropy. My wife does a great job putting things together, making sure people have what they need, and making sure that we can help as many people as humanly possible. And sometimes she goes past humanly possible, and that's when things get stressful. But yeah, she deserves a ton of credit. My wife makes everything happen. She's the engine that makes it all go. So it was great to get the award. It's great to get recognized, but it's always great to just help people. Whether you get recognized or not, it's about helping people and making sure that as much as we can, we put smiles on faces and just bring along the next person. A rising tide lifts all ships. So try to be the rising tide.
Do you think that you'll be able to play on Sunday, and what do you think you need to know the training staff? What do you need to show the training staff to get that done?
Well, I don't even know what's happening on Sunday, but Saturday I'll be out there. Yeah, I just mess with you. But yeah, I'll be out there on Saturday. There's no question. There's nothing I need to show them. I've gone through practice today. We had full speed practice. There was nothing, no tweaks, nothing to be concerned about on my end. So we feel comfortable about that. They feel comfortable about it.
You guys started off the year, the first half of the year, racking up a lot of interceptions. It's been 5 games now, no interceptions. Is there something that the quarterbacks are doing other than just getting the ball out fast and the ball not bouncing your way?
Yeah, I mean, it's just they're getting it out really quick. Most of these quarterbacks are getting it out 2 seconds or under. Anytime that's happening, it's going to be hard to get your hands on the ball unless something gets tipped or something like that. So it limits the amount of turnovers and sacks you can get. They're getting the ball out there, they're throwing it away, they're throwing it or completing it. So things turn around. It's always a process. It's a up and down journey. Things always come back around, and I think it'll come back around. And guys keep playing hard and doing what they're supposed to do, and it'll work out.
I'd like to know that in almost all certainty, the division is going to come down to that final game in Seattle.
Oh, it makes no never mind for me. You got to try to win every game, regardless of the circumstances or who you're playing. So that's the plan. We go out there. We got to go out there and win. So we understood that coming in. Nothing changed from week 1 to week 17. You got to go out there and win games, whether you're home or on the road, and that's what makes football fun. It's competitive.
You guys have mentioned throughout the year different times how important it is to win games in different ways. Can you just expound on why that is and why that's a mark of a good team? What that
Well,
means?
because you never know what you're going to get in the postseason when you don't want that to be a new experience. You don't want adversity and chaos to be something that's foreign to you come playoff time, because playoffs, there's going to be adversity. There's going to be circumstances that you can't control, and you have to be prepared for that, and the team has to be mentally prepared to overcome that adversity. And I think we are, because we've experienced most scenarios. I'm sure there's some crazy, wacky out of this world scenario we haven't experienced, but for the most part, we've experienced, a good amount of games and a good amount of variety in terms of the dynamics of the game and how it's changing, whether it's offensive, defensive, big play, blowouts, close games, low scoring, high scoring. So that's as a coach, you try to simulate those things in practice, but I think it's good to get the game experience and show you can battle through those games.
You have a great, we've been told you have a grade 2 hamstring strain, which, in talking to others, I understand. Your hamstring is partially torn.
Right.
So it's supposed to be like at least a 3-week injury.
Right.
So I know you've done this before, but what's going on?
I just played through. At the end of the day, like I told myself, if you can walk, you can play. If I can walk, if I can get to full speed. Now, if I ever felt like I was a detriment to the team, or I couldn't get to full speed, or I couldn't function at a high level, then I'd sit my behind down, because then I'm not helping anybody. But I've always thought, if I can play, if I can help the team, if I can get my foot in the ground, if I can move like I need to move, and I can be out there, then I'd be helping the team. So a lot of it is mental. A lot of it is making sure you conquer your body mentally. I think sometimes when you're hurt or sick or down, mentally, if you're pessimistic about the outlook, then things won't go great. Things won't heal. Things won't get better for you. But if you're optimistic, if you believe that your body will get better, if you believe that you can play through it, if you believe that you can move forward, then your body will make it happen. Your body can make miraculous, incredible things happen if your brain can convince it to make it happen. And I think that's just something I realized at a young age, that outside of functional things, you tear a ligament, tear an Achilles, it's your body just won't physically allow you to overcome it. But most small ailments, and I consider that a small ailment, you can overcome.
You have incentives in your contract based on playing time. When you're battling through an injury, is it easy for you to separate that out and do what's best for your body as opposed to what's best for your paycheck?
Oh, 100%. John and I had a conversation early in the year about that, and they had a conversation. They already had given me that incentive, so there's no incentive for me to, in terms of financial, for me to like, oh man, I need to come back and get this amount of money. It's always what's best for the team. Honestly, I'm a football player, and we worked hard to get in the position we're in, and I want to be part of that journey, and I want to help us win, and that's really all these decisions are based off.
You describe the mood of the defense right now, just given how high you set the bar in the first half of the season, and given that late in these last 3 games you've allowed go-ahead scores?
I think guys are feeling great. I don't think guys are concerned at all. I think guys, it's good to get things, sharper and get wake up call and get out there and experience it. But I think guys feel great. Guys got to execute. We're a play away, a tip ball away, freaking communication away from winning the game. So guys aren't down in dumps about these last games. Guys understand the level we can play at, and we just need to play cleaner.
What's that like for you to be watching from the sidelines for that last drive, seeing there are some communication problems and not being able to be out there?
Well, it's frustrating the whole game. You as a competitor, you want to be out there helping your team, and you're not able to. It's going to be frustrating.
On himself after the end of the game. As a rookie, does the 24-hour rule still apply to him? Does he need to be?
Oh, it applies to everybody. He's not special.
From him, do you see?
Oh, he knows. He knows. He's played a lot of good football, and he's not a guy that's going to stay down on himself. He didn't get this far and play this well and do this well on every level he's played on because he stays down on himself and he beats himself up. I think that's what makes him good. Is because he takes it serious. He cares, and he wants to be better. He wants to make more plays. He wants to do better. And you're never mad at a kid that wants to be better, to get better, and be hard on himself. But it takes 11 people to make the play work, and he's one of 11. So the other guys got to do their job and be helpful as well.
To be clear, the 90% playtime incentive, did they just say, we'll give you $1 million for each year of the contract?
He said it for this year.
For this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nice. Thank you, guys.